Hey, improvers. I know what you've been told, but you've been told wrong. There's lots of things, and maybe we'll do a whole series on that, but there's one thing in particular on my mind today, and that is the fact that we have been told that the greatest teacher is experience. Have you ever heard that? That experience is the greatest teacher? The implication being that going through an experience or dealing with a situation is the thing that's going to help you learn the most, grow the most. It's going to be the most informative and educational just going through it. I'm here to tell you that that's not necessarily the case because tons of people experience tons of things all the time and they don't get any better. They don't make any changes. It doesn't allow them to progress in life. Just experiencing something alone doesn't necessarily mean you learn and grow from it. So what do you do, or what is the right answer? And I would argue the way to think about it is evaluations of experience are the greatest teachers. The evaluations, the looking back on it and thinking what went great, what didn't go so great, what was the win, what was the loss, where were the things that operated smoothly, what was the things that were breaking down. It is the evaluation and the looking back over the experience that really matters. Now, this may seem a little bit like splitting hairs because you go, well, I mean, this is kind of the same thing, and don't we do this naturally? And yes, to some extent we do. To some extent, whenever we experience something different or new or an adventure or an idea that we put into action, it is natural for a lot of us to reflect back on that and to evaluate that experience. But that's not necessarily something everyone does. And even those of us who do it naturally don't always do it consistently because we don't have a good system. So one thing I want to share with you is that you need to have great systems in place for evaluating your experiences. If you host events, if you have a service or product that you offer to your clients, you need to have ways of getting feedback from them, of ways of walking through what happened in the process, and then seeing what can we learn from this, what can we adjust about it, what's missing, what's broken, what's confused, what isn't in line with our values or with our mission, and evaluating what has happened in the past, whether it was good or whether it was bad or whether it seemed neutral. Having systematic processes in place for that are super helpful. I'll tell you, I'm wearing this Full Focus Certified Pro sweatshirt here. It's finally cooled off here in North Texas enough to break it out, and it's because I really love the Full Focus Planner. If you are interested in one of these, you can go to thefullfocusplanner.com and order it. It's thefullfocusplanner.com. You can get it straight from me there. But one of the things I like about the Full Focus Planner is that every single week it has built into it a time to reflect back over the previous week and recount your wins and to recount your goals, and did you meet those goals or not, and what worked and what didn't work. And so every single week I get to look back over the experiences of that week and try to see what I can learn from them and how I can adjust and be better this coming week than I was this past week. So that's one thing I want to share with you about evaluating experiences, to have systems, have habits and processes in place that allow you to do this regularly, and it becomes a part of your process. The second thing I want to share with you is the big benefit of evaluated experience compared to actually just doing the experience yourself is that you can actually evaluate other experiences and get the benefit from it. I don't have to go through the big project or the big thing. I don't have to go through the school of hard knocks and get that degree to be able to benefit from it, because I can benefit from others' experiences. So if someone else has gone through something, I can go and evaluate that with them and for them, and I can actually take the lessons from that, and that can be the greatest teacher as well, as their experiences, my evaluation of them is going to allow me to improve and grow. In fact, you see on the bookshelf behind me not only several planners that are lined up here over my shoulder, but you'll also see a lot of other books. And these books are just examples of people who are sharing experiences that they've had in life and business. And a lot of those, I'm not there yet. I haven't been there yet, but I can read their stories and their situations, and I can learn and grow from them as well. I also regularly, when I'm coaching people, I like to try to ask as many questions about what they saw and felt and heard as they were implementing whatever the advice was in the coaching world, because through their experiences, I can evaluate that. I can help weigh it out and learn from it, and that will help me to be better. So, this is my two challenges to you out there. When you go through experiences yourself, I want you to make sure you're capturing the things that really stick out to you, the real wins, the real losses, the challenges, the things that you could praise about, and the things that weren't so good. And I want you to jot those things down and begin to make notes and keep records and begin to systematize your experiences and the evaluations of them so that you can make use of them. And that's one way you can improve. The second thing I want to encourage you is to seek out others and learn from their experiences. If someone else has already made the mistake, you don't have to make that exact same mistake. If someone else is having success, take their advice, learn from them. And by doing this, you can hang on to what is good and you can continue to get better.